Okay, now we're back on the pine series. We got this other one here. I guess we could call it number 2 for the fall of 2022. I can't turn it for you easily because I just broke the big turntable. But well, we're going to do this one here that it's going to be different approach than the one we just did, the double trunk one. This one, I'm not sure when people would buy it, so I'm going to prune it so that it is going to stay here for our immediate future, and you'll see the difference in approach. So I go ahead and get started. I wonder if I could spin it around. Let me go ahead and try. Well, this is the other side. Actually, you can't see anything, can you? So anyway, I'll go ahead and get started, and then maybe when we get done, then you'll see what we have. So basically, these big, very vigorous one should have been cut off, but it wasn't, so I'm going to cut it off now. And then probably need to go in some more. But other than that, everything else is in pretty good balance. So I'll just go ahead and get started, and then I'll let you see the progress as we go on. Oh, basically the same old, same old. It seems like once you've seen me do one, you've seen enough, but people seem to like the Black Pine series. So, well, you know, it doesn't take me much to do these videos, right? It takes a little bit longer to do the thing because of the technical aspect, but I'm just doing my work. And I guess you just like to watch me do the work. So, not a problem on my part. See, it's starting to now open up, and we want to get sunlight in there. If we don't get sunlight in here, then the inner buds or the little branches will get weak, and all you have is everything on the outside. So that's basically what I'm doing right now. And then I'll go ahead and move up. Those of you that are into the technical aspect of shooting videos, well, you know, up to now I was using this tripod on wheels. It's low, right? Now I'm on this higher one, so I could do the upper part at eye level. Yeah, when budget was tight, I had one maybe flimsy tripod. As it got better, I got one. But then to set it up so that the level and things like that was a hassle. So I got two, and one is set for high shots and one is for low shots, and there's some adjustments in between each one. And being on wheels, I could get it into position much easier. That's why when I'm shooting out in the field, it's a little bit more awkward because the wheels don't turn. Well, at least not on dirt anyway. So, unless I gotta fix that turntable. It's such a hassle not being able to turn smoothly. But, you know, these are heavy. That's how I ended up breaking it. I think I just need some glue and some weight on it, and should be back to normal by tomorrow. See what I'm doing? I'm cutting off the one that's going up and then saving the one that's going horizontal, or better yet, one that is slightly dipping down. Okay, so, you know, in bonsai, I don't use much wire at all. Occasionally I will, but in Niuaki, we never do. In fact, if you use a wire in Niuaki, the landscapers will laugh at you. They say, ah ha ha ha, you're a bonsai man. Well, I happen to be both. See, it's just a matter of getting it done. But because of the health of the plant, I have to make sure I have long sleeve and fairly heavy gloves. You know, this one is quite large and heavy, but not super large like the ones out in the field, right? Well, those are very difficult to shoot video because of the sun, and then I have to bring the camera around because it's very difficult to turn. Sometimes when you turn it, it does something to the ground and it gets really bad in terms of the tilt of the plant. So anyway, there's all these technical issues. Well, if it gets cloudy, then it'd be okay, right? Then you don't have this harsh sun. As much as I like shooting these videos, there is these technical issues that crop up. But not as bad as having to upload. You know, living in this nice country surrounding, we don't get a decent Wi-Fi. That's why some of the stuff I have to do to post onto YouTube, you people that are in the city with good Wi-Fi would laugh. But that's what I have to do to survive around here. Hopefully the high speed will come. Well, it did get a whole lot better than when I was here 10 years ago, right? Trying to get this started. Okay, so it's starting to shape up. So, as a review, a healthy plant, healthy pines, will poke you. If it doesn't poke you, then it's not a very healthy plant. So if it pokes you, if you're like me, you get a rash. That's why I always have to wait for cool weather so I can wear a long sleeve. Also, these aggravate allergies too. Okay, now these are well-trained trees. This one probably getting maybe past 30 years. So I have the basic trunk, right? Root flare, taper movement is all in there. It's just these neglected branches. So trying to get it back to what it should be is relatively simple. Those of you that haven't designed your trunk yet, it's a totally different process. And I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to get to that very basic. I have some old videos, but they're on tape. And I'm having a problem being able to digitize those so that I could use it in these newer ones. You know, those of you that have been following me a long time, the earlier ones, remember, if you had headphones, you only had one ear. Well, that was a technology when I started. So, but now that things are changing, not always compatible. How can I use the old footage in these newer ones? I've got some people trying to help me, but it takes time. And for me, these plants and things like that are so much easier. I could basically understand it, but this, as much as I'm trying to embrace the new technology, it's not easy. Now my grandkids, they don't have a problem at all. The other day, my 2-year-old granddaughter was visiting, and she was on my lap. We were looking at the photos that we shot of her, right? And she's on the screen trying to swipe to the next picture. And I'm going, wait a minute, this is an old Apple. It doesn't do that. But evidently at home, Mom's got a newer, more advanced thing, so she could just swipe and look at the next picture. And I'm going, oh my gosh, being outdone by a 2-year-old. Yeah, everything is so technically challenging. Okay, what I've got in here, remember the one that came up like that? It's one of those that shouldn't have done it at all. You could tell those by the color of the bark. And so I'm gonna have to go in here and really clean that up, because it came from the underside and then shot way up, which would have been a good thing if it was just straight sacrifice branch, but now it's kind of ruining that area. So I'm gonna go in there and clean that up. One of the questions I saw the other day was, when do you take the sacrifice branch off? Well, you know, the longer you keep it, more it fattens up down below. But if you keep it too long, you got a big wound to deal with. And I think this is a situation we have right now. And I'm thinking of taking this off, but what I wanted to do was take part of it off so that I could be sure that I should take it off. So let me go ahead and get in there, and I'm gonna take this side off, and then maybe we could see a little bit better, and hopefully we make the right choice. So this timing is, there's no formula. It's gotta kind of go with gut feel. I don't think we're gonna miss that at all. You see this? There used to be another sacrifice branch here, and it's almost going to heal this completely. So these here growing around it was helping to help heal that. But now I think I could remove most of it, but not completely, right? And then hopefully, if we keep this very vigorous, then all the energy that's going up should help to heal that. So, you know, you have to think in terms of what you're trying to accomplish. Well, I'm going to turn this around and work on this backside. Actually, this may not be the backside. We just call it the other side, because remember, in the Niwaki, unlike the bonsai, should not have a really strong front. It should be nice view from all angles. So I'll go ahead and get this part pruned. There's some bad sub branches, so I'm gonna go ahead and take care of that. Yeah, there's some crisscrossing and things like that, but I could never get that camera angle right, so I'm just gonna do it. Okay, let's look at the basics. Great root flare, movement, taper. So what's missing? Details. The branches need to be detailed out. Oh, probably another 2-3 years with diligence. So one thing I could assure you, if you ever buy my plants, no matter how wild they look, they'll have the internal structure that you need. I would say 90%, 95% of my things will be like that. I see something in here that can use a major change. Can you see what it is? Well, let's look at this branch right here. Actually, it's going across from each other, so normally they would have been removed, but I'm still thinking it might still be worthwhile to keep. Well, in bonsai, we would have cut that off a long time ago, but gnocchi, we tend to not do that kind of procedure. I think what I need to do in the future is take this branch and then start it to come this way and bring this down so that it kind of take up this space here and then cut that off. So you could see, you know, there's always the strategy. You don't just do one thing without considering the effect of the whole tree. Now looking at this other side, we don't actually miss that big sacrifice branch at all. If it wasn't for that big scar, we wouldn't notice at all. Anyway, yeah, so this could develop a little bit different in the future, but at least it has a very good basic line. So I'm going to put this back in the growing area and get started on another tree. Okay, so this is Hiro saying goodbye again. And so for this project, this was the major change. See you again real soon in another chapter. See, this has a really good line. Nice movement and taper. To me, that's a very, very basic